Hello, mademoiselle and gentlemen. My name is Helaman Jones, and you're now tuned into Solotv84. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? It's your boy Jones, just playing games, and we got an interesting topic today. I think this topic is a very interesting topic, very valid topic, and we got a special guest in the building. Special guest, man. Go ahead and introduce yourself, player.
Yo, what's going on, man? It's Snake, formerly known as Itachi, and I'm back on Solo TV84. So let's get it.
All right, bro. All right, bro. Yeah, man, we got Snake in the building. Everybody who's just tuning in, make sure to smash the like button. Make sure to smash the like button. Rep your city in the chat. We appreciate that. The title of this stream, Snake, is titled Men with Mommy Issues.
Yes.
Okay. Before we get into the meat and potatoes, what type of what in your opinion, what sets a man different with mommy issues, or how do mommy issues come about even?
Okay, so I noticed this, like, especially in America. I noticed a lot of like American dudes. They were raised, they had shitty mothers. They had mothers who neglected them or treated them badly or whatever, and they feel a level of emptiness, and so they chase that mommy figure in the women they date, the same way that girls that were abandoned by their dads are sort of looking for that father in the men they choose. Men do the same thing with their mothers, and I don't think we cover that topic enough. And I feel like that sets like a huge foundation for why a lot of men have this, are blue pill and doing simping and shit like that. Because a lot of guys are secretly looking for that love they never got from their mother in the women they date. And I think a lot of girls pick up on that, and they use that as a way to extort the men they deal with and, get them to, suck the resources out of them and attention. And they know how to pretend like they're going to feel that mommy role, but deep down they look down on you, and they're just going to use you. They're just going to pimp you when they can tell that you have that weakness.
Okay, certainly. And somebody says echoing. I'm not sure. I don't hear an echo, but maybe it's just you. Oh, yeah. So in regards to the mommy issues, does that happen because the mothers are bad mothers, or is it because the mothers are single mothers? I mean, can you delve a little bit deeper into that?
From my experience, it's guys that, either their mother abandoned them or they just had a mom that neglected them. Maybe she was always going to the club, or maybe she was spending more time with her boyfriend or her fucking, chasing the baby daddy or whatever the fuck. I've noticed a lot of that, dudes who just had moms who didn't make them, didn't really take care of them and weren't loving, and didn't make them feel like, for example, man, my mom spoiled the fuck out of me. She made me feel like a king. You know what I'm saying? So when I deal with women, I don't need any like emotional support or like I'm not trying to fill a void with the women I deal with. It's like I feel like when I was a kid, I got all that like loving and nurturing and I needed. So like when I deal with women, I can cut them off, at the drop of a hat, because it's like, yo, I'm good either way. It's just like if you ever met a girl that had like a real good dad, as rare as that is, you don't see those girls really chasing dudes as hard or like chasing that male validation as hard because they have a solid foundation, right? But a lot of dudes don't have that foundation. They didn't have a real good, loving mother. They had moms who played games and chased dudes and fucked around and maybe didn't really give them what they needed. So they're chasing and they're yearning from that love in the women they go out and date. And women that aren't your mom look down on that shit heavy. Like they look at you like you're fucking pathetic when they do that. Most of them will reject you, but the few that are willing to deal with you when they know you have mommy issues are just going to pimp the fuck out of you. They already know like the dynamic of the relationship, and they're just going to use that against you. And dangle a carrot like, oh, I'll give you that motherly love you never got if you do this and this and this for me. And then before you know it, you're jumping through hoops, you're spending money on her, you're giving her tons of attention, and she's giving you crumbs of that like love that you're chasing, but you're never really gonna get it. It's all a game. You know what I'm saying? It's like when a pimp has like one of his hoes and he knows she has daddy issues. So the pimp is like, yeah, baby, I'll be your daddy, but go out and suck this dick and make this money for me. And you know what I'm saying? He never really gives her that. It's just keeping her chasing so he can use her. You know what I'm saying?
Right, definitely. Now, when I know you, I get what you're saying, but maybe just breaking it down for the audience a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, how do those men expect their girlfriends or significant others to give them that mommy love? Because it kind of sounds like um, you know, I don't know the right word that I want to use, but how like what do you mean by that? Are they looking for affection? I mean, can you?
I think a lot of it is subconscious. I think a lot of guys don't even know they're doing it. Number one.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, it just comes out in the way you deal with them. Like I have guy friends, right, who I know have mommy issues, and they'll always be like hovering around their girlfriends. They'll want like attention at the randomest times. They'll notice like if their girlfriend is like watching the Super Bowl or something, or watching a fucking TV show, and he wants attention at that moment, he'll like start fucking with her and messing with her and try to get attention. And she'll be like, yo, what the fuck do you want? Like, it's the same thing that women do when they want attention from like their guy, but he wants to do something else. Like when you had a healthy upbringing and you got all of that attention you needed, you don't feel the need to like get random attention at random times. And I see a lot of dudes doing this. It's like, it's honestly a parallel between the women who didn't have dads and the moms and the men who didn't have moms. They all kind of chase and yearn that validation and constant attention because they didn't get it. So that's just the way I've noticed it. And the thing is, like, women can get away with it more than men can. I think they can find a dude who's willing to play that daddy role or whatever. But when you're a dude,
I should know. Between not to cut you off, Itachi, but I don't want to get too deep into it. But I have a lot of experience of being a daddy dom, if you know what I mean.
Oh, for sure, for sure. But the dudes need to understand, as a man, women are a lot more selfish than we are. So they don't give a fuck about your issues. She's looking for a strong man to lead her. And because you have mommy issues, she doesn't give a fuck. She doesn't want to play the mommy. She wants to be protected and feel like she has a manly dude with her. She doesn't give a fuck about your problems. So it's really harder for the guys, I think, than it is for the girls, because you're never going to get that love you're looking for. If you didn't have it from your mom, you're kind of fucked. But you have to let go of that need for that, because it's only going to be used as a weapon against you. Like let's pretend like, you never had that love and you're like a beta male and you're looking for that, and you're like a successful dude. Maybe you're like 30 years old and you're like a lawyer or some shit. And then, some woman who's hitting the wall, she's been, sleeping around in her 20s. Now she's like 32 and she's looking for that beta male provider, and she can tell that you're a successful guy, but you have those mommy issues. What do you think she's going to fucking do? She's going to put on that mommy act just long enough to get you to sign the marriage and pump out a kid or two. And then she's going to bait and switch your ass and kick you to the fucking curb. And now you're paying, alimony and child support for life. But I think we always talk about, men need to watch out for marriage and divorce and all this shit, but we never really talk about why a man became the way he did to end up chasing that woman that's ultimately gonna fuck him over in divorce court. We never really get to the root of it, which is like, why is that man a beta male? Why is he blue pill? Where in his development did he become blue pill? And a big part of it is dudes with mommy issues. You know what I'm saying?
Dope. Real quick, shout out to Gabe A for that donation. What up, Gabe? Yeah, this is gonna be a classic. Shout out to you. For those who are just joining us, welcome to Solotv84. I'm your gracious host, Solomon Jones, here with Snake. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Snake, let me ask you this: do men with mommy issues, do they tend to be less successful with women or more, or it doesn't really matter? I mean, in between. What's your take on that?
It's all over the place. I'd say a lot of them aren't successful, but I know quite a few that are successful with women. But what they end up doing, they end up leaning on their woman too much. Like a lot of these dudes are the dudes who like live with their woman, and she's the one who works and provides, and he sits at home and like plays Xbox and smokes cigarettes. And you know what I'm saying? It's like I think I noticed this. I noticed this a lot in like the black community also. Like a lot of the dudes are like living off the woman. And it's like, look, man, if you're struggling, you can live off a woman, temporarily. But once you get on your feet, you got to bounce, man. You got to have your own shit. You got to be your own man. You want to be independent. The price you pay for wanting that mommy figure is she's going to make you her bitch. You know what I'm saying? If you're living in her house and you're eating her food, she can talk to you any way she wants, and you just got to take it. And she'll always use the threat of kicking your ass out. You know what I'm saying? Because she can. As a man, you want total freedom. You want complete power. You don't want to be anybody's bitch. And when you let those mommy issues take over, you're gonna attract women to you.
You know what? Hold up, Itachi. I gotta play devil's advocate, because I've seen the flip side where there are women who they're in the position of power, like you say, but they're getting such good phallus from those guys that they're hypnotized, they're digmatized by these guys. And I know this firsthand because I dealt with a chick like that whose boyfriend would just play Xbox all day. They lived in like one of those rent a hotel 4 weeks. You know what I mean? Right. And the guy was a bum. He was a bum, but he couldn't work. And I'm not trying to talk shit about him, but he couldn't work because he had a felony. But he wasn't even trying to do anything. You know what I mean? And so what I'm saying is that the only reason she tolerated it was because he was slinging that nunchuck like no other. And as long as he was able to make her, Eddie Murphy voice. Most of you who watch Eddie Murphy, you'll get it. If not, I'm sorry. But you know what? As long as he could make a, orgasm, he was good. Now, shout out to LAR Movement for that 20 piece. That's my brother right there. What's your take on that? That women don't tolerate, and we call them homosexuals. Homosexual, that's the name for them. Homosexual guys who live with them, eat off of them, but women are digmatized because they're getting that good bunker buster. Let me get it down to Marco. Go ahead, Snake. Go ahead.
For sure. So, it's funny, man, because it's looked like that to me on the surface as well. Like when I see these couples out in public, or when I'm with my guy friends, right, who are in that situation. On the surface, it looks cool and it looks like he's living off her, and it looks like he's got that sugar mama or whatever. But when you really chill with them for a while, you'll actually see the girl bitching him out and cussing him out and talking to him like a bitch. See, a lot of this shit happens behind closed doors. On the surface, it looks like he's winning, but when you really spend enough time around these couples, you actually see that she's totally talking to him with all kinds of disrespect and making a bitch out of him. And he's actually going to take that shit because he has nowhere else to go. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these dudes, they front in public and the girl won't really, make a bitch of him in public, but you really chill with them like at the house long enough, you'll see the girl in most cases talking to him all kinds of ways. So it's not really what it looks like, man. I've seen these women be very disrespectful to these dudes once they get comfortable with them. You know what I'm saying?
And I don't disagree with you, but I've also, like I said, I've seen it on the flip side where these women, like I got stories about these type of hood rats for days. Because back in the day, Itachi, I used to work at Burger King, right? Flipping them burgers. I'm not ashamed. I was like 16 back then, though. I remember one time there was this chick, right? This was when I was a little older. She was thirsty. I mean, she had 2 kids. She was on that struggle time, right? And she just, whatever, would flirt with any guy that would give her attention. I mean, she looked like Shrek. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But anyway, let me get back on topic. So what ended up happening, I heard a couple years later from a friend of mine who worked with us, and we ended up being friends. The guy told me that she ended up letting some dude who just got out of jail live with her. Once again, a felon. I don't know what, once again, this, they have a affinity for these these thugs, right? And this guy was just sleeping on her couch. Now, at first, she was just like, okay. She thought that, hey, I wanted a man in the house, this and that. But the guy wouldn't do shit. He would just be on the couch, eating her food. And eventually, she caved in and let the guy bunker bust her. She ended up getting pregnant by this guy, okay?
Right.
3rd kid, 3rd baby daddy. And basically, last I heard, now this was many years ago, I don't know what the situation is now, but last I heard, the guy was living rent-free, playing video games, and living it up. And before you delve into that, let me just say shout out to Ed Marie for the donation and Truth from Troy. But I mean, and I'm not saying, Itachi, you're wrong, but I see that some of these women maybe are so desperate because they have low self-esteem that they're willing to be with anybody.
Yeah. And I'm glad you brought up that she looked like Shrek, because that's actually going to help me make my case. I notice a lot of these dudes who have mommy issues, the only women that are willing to play that mommy role are the bitches that look like Shrek. You know what I'm saying? The bad bitches, the supermodels, they're not willing to play that shit. They don't have to play that game. They don't have to settle for a dude with mommy issues. So if you're a dude who has mommy issues and you're insecure like that and you're looking for that woman to take care of you, you're going to have to get used to dealing with women who look like Shrek, because 9 times out of 10, those are the only women willing to play that role, because they know they're not bad enough to get the man they really want. So they're going to settle and play that mommy issue thing just to have a dude around. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to get that bad A-list bitch when you're looking, and have her be your mommy at the same time.
Itachi, can I
Yeah,
give you a confession? They'll play the mommy role in the sack. But anyway, not to distract you. I'm just.
Well, hey, I mean, that's different.
That's different. You just got to say, there's nothing better, guys, than a hot golly. I'm telling you. Anyway, that's dope. And now let's talk. I like this because now you're talking about the psychology of the blue pill man, right? Now these guys, some might say, well, you know what, Itachi, LeBron James ended up, he was one of these guys with mommy issues. I mean, it's not a secret that LeBron James' mom, and I don't want to disparage his mother, but allegedly she smashed one of his teammates. Okay, I don't know if you remember this. This was like 7-10 years ago. Okay. And whatnot. And LeBron has always talked about how his mom is the greatest role model, and how he didn't need a dad because his mom was both mom and dad. Okay, and this is but let me just say this, because I'm not here to diss LeBron, but can men who have mommy issues overcome it? Is LeBron James a perfect example of that, or am I reaching?
It's tough because I don't know much about LeBron James. Okay. Like, I don't really keep up with basketball, so I really don't know the history of that to make a counter to that argument. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Like, I didn't even know he came from a single mom household. I didn't even know that.
He did.
It's hard for me to say. I will say this though, because you gave me an idea. I will say that if you are a very, very rich, successful man, like a basketball player like LeBron James, you can get away with having things like mommy issues, at least for a short period of time, because you're bringing so much value, so much celebrity status to the table. Even a sexy girl will be willing to compromise a little more because she has more she can gain from you. But if you're an average dude, if you're not famous, if you're not a fucking pro basketball player, you're not going to get away with having mommy issues with bad bitches. You see what I'm saying?
Right. And so once again, spirit of Yukuze, did I say that right? Yusaki says LeBron had white mentors to compel him through the sport, and he also had black mentors. You got to remember, his high school coach was a black man who LeBron actually considered his father figure. Let me bring that up. One thing that I have noticed, Itachi, as well, you say that guys with mommy issues tend to get the Oompa Loompa type girls, but I also noticed that when it comes to females, guys with mommy issues tend to be some of the biggest players. Now, let me explain. Because they are more in tune with their emotions, right? They're able to kind of mirror women. I don't know if that makes sense, but they're able to kind of like tap into women's emotions better and get the draws. But then these guys kind of like are also players in a sense, because of the fact that once they get what they want, they kind of disdain what they want. It's like the 48 laws of power, so you think that some of those guys, I mean, and I'm not saying all of them, are the exception to the rule where they are players, but because they have mommy issues, I guess what I'm trying to say is they're good at attracting women initially, but then they're a hot mess when it comes to relationship, because there's so many internal and subconscious issues that they're dealing with that, once a woman realizes that, it's kind of like skirt.
Yeah. I noticed that there are a few cases, and I have family members who fit what you just said perfectly. So I'm not going to say which family member, but I have a male family member who his mom abandoned him, right? So he was kind of jaded when it comes to dealing with women, and like he became like a cold player and shit like that. And he attracted a lot of women because he was this cold player and shit like that. He was also a very good looking dude, but he attracted, attractive women, maybe, 7s, 8s, shit like that. And he would be great at getting them in the sack. But once he started dating them, it all fell apart because his insecurities and his neediness and his mommy issues came out. And the girl would be like, what the fuck? This is the dude I was attracted to? Like when they're at the club dancing and taking shots, he knows how to be sexy and suave and get her, get her to fuck. But once she really starts to see who he is, once he can't hide behind that player shit and he's really in some sort of relationship or a marriage with her, all of his weaknesses and insecurities and flaws come out, and all of that attraction literally plummets. And then she ends up owning him and making a bitch out of him. And I have a male family member that's in my head right now that's in that position where he attracted a woman by being suave, right? He married her, and then the tables turned and she made a total bitch out of him. And now he's just like, what is it, the whipping boy or whatever? He just goes to work, pays the mortgage, and, works 7 days a week so she can have, all this expensive, nice shit. And, he's her bitch,
Okay. Okay, wait, yo, hold up. And shout out to Itachi, man, aka Snake in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, Snake, let's talk about this topic because one of my favorite YouTubers, I don't know if you've heard of him, he just dropped a classic video today. He goes by the name of Economic Invincibility. You ever heard of him?
Yeah, the awkward white dude.
Yo, bro, why you gotta say it like that? But he's funny as hell, though. He's got his moments. Now, Economic Invincibility dropped a fire video that really made me think, right? And I'll explain why. He dropped a video called "The Sad Truth About Alpha Males." Okay, and basically he was talking about how everybody. Okay, let me get into this. Now, one thing is that he was talking about how everybody in the red pill community has bastardized that word, alpha male, right? Because of the fact that everybody thinks that alpha male is just guy who's a slayer when it's deeper than that, right?
Absolutely.
And I thought about it, and I listen, Snake, I've confessed to being a snake. Not a snake, but I mean a blue pill guy, a simp back in the day.
Right.
But what I'm trying to say is this. A lot of guys in the red pill community, I mean, we've heard the stories. Oh, I used to be a simp, right? I used to be blue pill. My wife put me through the ringer.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, I'm an alpha male now, but I don't need women, blah, blah, blah. Or I'm an alpha male now and I slay all types of women. It seems that everybody, Snake, is an alpha male in this red pill community. And everybody's doing great with women. But yet there's so many guys complaining in the chat and comments, and I'm a little baffled because I've never said I'm an alpha male. I'm gonna keep it real. I've never said, and I've even said that one of the best players that I know is a beta male. He's 5'4", 140 pounds, but he gets a lot of ass. So let me ask you this, Itachi: are these guys lying? Are they, or are they telling the truth? Are they all alphas? But they're just complaining because they got that experience. What's going on?
Okay, so I'll give you, I guess, my definition of an alpha male, and hopefully that'll clear it up. Basically, you can be a man from all walks of life and get laid. If you have certain character traits that are attractive to women, you can get sex. Now, to me, what an alpha male is, at least in regards to women, is that when you deal with them, they do exactly what you want when you want it on your terms, and it's your rules, it's your say, it's your way or the highway. She's going to conform to what you want exactly the way you want it. And if she's not willing to, then you have the discipline, right, and the balls to cut her off and only deal with women who are going to cooperate with how you want to do things. That's like, those are the only women I deal with. I only deal with women who do things exactly how I want them to do it. I'm not making compromises and sacrifices and caving into her demands so she can hopefully give me this. I don't do any of that. And if that even means that I only have to deal with 6s or 7s and 8s, if it means that the 9s and the 10s want to get me to be their bitch, I would never do it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys, they'll do whatever they can to get the ass. You know what I'm saying? Me, I'm more interested in building. And when I say relationships, I don't mean we're dating. Even if it's just a hookup relationship, I'm more interested in building relationships that are built on respect for me. You know what I'm saying? And she's going to do things the way I want. If I say, yo, come over at 8 tonight, she's going to be there. There's not going to be any resistance. There's not going to be any bullshit. And she knows I'll cut her off in a second if she doesn't do things my fucking way. That to me is an alpha male.
Now, the second part of Tasha, you didn't really answer that. So are all these men alpha males that claim to be alpha males in these comments, alpha MGTOWs or alpha males? alpha
Not
player
really.
in these YouTube
No.
comment sections and Reddit comment sections?
No, I mean, look, bro, if you're doing whatever you can to get the ass, you're not an alpha male. You know what I'm saying? If you're willing to say whatever and do whatever and, you know, eat eat the pussy, if she says, "Oh, I won't fuck you unless you eat the pussy." I don't eat pussy. You know what I'm saying?
What?
I don't give a fuck. I'm like, "Nah, I'm not you get
Okay.
on your knees
All
for
right.
me, I don't get on my knees for you." You know what I'm saying? So,
You
if
ain't
you're
got to get
willing
on your
to
knees, player. I mean, you ain't never had a
whatever
girl
the
ride
fuck,
your face.
whatever the fuck, I'm not with that shit. Actually. You know, I don't know. It's just it's not right to me. I don't know. So
Okay. Yeah,
that,
yo, you bro, you are Middle Eastern for real, bro. You
yeah,
know, y'all,
we don't fuck with that shit. You know what I'm saying?
you ain't eating the pork.
Nah, man.
I'm sorry, ladies. Snake
Fuck
does
that.
not eat the pork. He'll eat a steak though, but
You know
he.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, we call it pork or pizza. Listen,
Okay.
yeah. Well, yeah, okay. I keep going. So, so you're not an alpha. Are you, in your opinion, an alpha male does not eat the pork or pizza?
I mean, look, and I don't really even use this word alpha male. It doesn't mean anything to me. But if we're
Mhm.
going to use this word, an alpha male is a man who gets a woman to do things exactly how he wants it done. You know, no compromises, no sacrifice, no bullshit. She's either going to get with his game plan or she's going to kick rocks. That's an alpha to me.
Okay, but still, I mean, once again, are all these guys in the comment sections and alpha males? Even though you see some of these same guys, you'll see them on your videos,
Yeah.
my videos, economic invincibility videos, the Führer's video. Shout out to the Führer. He's in his chat. Are these guys alpha males that are complaining, or are they betas trying to masquerade themselves as alphas?
Okay, well, let's pretend we're talking about guys who just get laid. Like I said, if you're making all kinds of compromises to get laid, then you're not an alpha male.
Okay. Okay. Well, I think those guys would say that they're not, but me, I think I do agree. Shout out to economic invincibility. I do think that term is dead now. You
Yeah.
guys have killed it because now you got a bunch of dudes saying they alpha, and then I go on the Instagram, and I don't know what the hell is going on. I mean, you see these guys. Okay, let me just stop before somebody gets butt hurt and unsubscribes. They probably already did anyway. But
Yeah.
I find it very interesting because the Führer said some real shit just now. He says alphas don't say they alphas.
Yeah, I mean, I never even like I've just been doing what I was doing. I was just
Mhm.
born with a mentality and I just use it. I never this word alpha male never came to I was doing what you would call an alpha male. I was
Mhm.
doing those things before I ever heard the term. You know what I'm saying? That to me is an alpha male. You're just born and you know what you got to do
You
and
know,
you don't make compromises. But a lot of that, believe it or not, goes back to how you were raised. See, like I told you, my mom treated me like a king. She treated me like a god. So I had that same expectation when I would go out and start dating because I got treated so good. I don't have those mommy issues. I'm not looking to have any voids filled, but a lot of guys, they don't have that. A lot of guys, their moms treated them like shit. So that does kind of weaken those, and I hate to use this fucking word, alpha abilities. Like that does kind of weaken it to a degree. And you have to understand if you have that flaw, and you have to, I'm never saying you're going to totally get over it if you were treated bad, but you have to let go of that desire to get those needs met from a woman. You know what I'm saying? To get that void filled. You have to just accept that you're never going to have it.
And yeah, shout out to the Führer. He says he's a Sigma male. I just think those labels have really, got some of you guys get just so caught up in these labels. I'm alpha. I'm not beta. But you know what? Back in the 50s, being a beta male was actually not bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I mean, back then they had more power. These days they have no legal power. So being a beta male it gets you fucked all across the board.
I don't think betas are the lowest. Last time I checked, it's omega males that were the lowest on the totem pole, right?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, bro, I used to even identify as a Sigma. I don't identify as any of that shit. You're either a dude who's getting what you want the way you want it, or you're not. You know what I'm saying? Fuck the label.
And I totally agree with that. Once again, shout out to economic invincibility. Now, men with mommy issues, right? Let's talk about that for a second. One thing I've noticed is these men tend to be very insecure.
Right.
And it's kind of like I've noticed these men, and like you were talking about how they'll be watching the Super Bowl with the girl and try to get attention with girls, right? I've noticed that these type of men will also do the same thing when they're amongst men.
Oh, for sure.
Like, have you ever seen that? Can you give like an example?
Okay, bro. I'll give you an example, man. I'll give you an example. Sometimes Okay, bro. Like the other night, I went to like fucking Denny's or some shit with like me and three of my homies. Right now, I would say all three of these dudes had mommy issues. All three of my boys had mommy issues. Now there were two bad bitches sitting behind us, right? And
Wait, wait,
all
wait, wait,
three
wait,
of
wait.
them,
There were two what?
there were two bad bitches sitting in the booth.
Bad and bougie at Denny's. Okay,
Yeah,
let's go.
at like 3 in the morning, probably, I don't know, strippers or porn stars or some shit. They had that vibe. But anyway, so my three friends were like, dancing and doing fucking cartwheels and shit, trying to get these bitches' attention. And damn, baby, that ass so good. Oh, I'd eat the pussy like cold pizza and all kinds of shit like that, right? Saying all this gay ass shit. And I'm just sitting there like an asshole, like eating my fucking waffles or some shit, looking out the window. And I noticed the girls were giving me the look like, yo, how come he's the one dude who's not sweating us? It's like, because I don't need your fucking validation, bitch. You're either going to do what I want you to do or go fuck yourself. But my friends who have these needs and these insecurities, they want to, dance and do tricks and shit to get their approval and get their attention. It's not even just about getting the ass. They want that validation too. For me, I literally just, if you don't want to fuck, then get out of my face. I'm not going to dance and put on a fucking Cirque du Soleil, fucking dancing show for you. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny you say that because I had a woman recently say, "Why don't you ever check my social media?" And I was thinking in my head, if you're not sucking on my bunker buster or bopping up and down on it, I have no reason to check. I just don't care. I only check on women that are checking on me, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, man. And
now let's talk about the validation, because validation is a powerful thing for a lot of men. Like you mentioned earlier, some men they don't grow out of this. What type of validation besides being a dancing monkey, as we call it, right? Is it like sexual validation or affectionate? I mean, what type of validation are these guys seeking from women that have mommy issues?
Okay, that's an interesting question. What kind of validation are they seeking? They're seeking approval for their personality. They're seeking approval. It's very similar to what women do. They may be seeking a validation for their looks or for the fucking clothes they're wearing or whatever. A lot of these dudes who get dressed up in like all the Louis Vuitton and Gucci shit and whatever, they're trying to get that validation from women. Like, oh, I've got all this expensive shit. Now, am I good enough for you? You know what I'm saying? The same way women do it with the makeup and shit like that. Me, I'll show up at a girl's house in a fucking black hoodie and some black pants and like some fucking $20 shoes. I'm like, yo, we fucking or what? Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna go out of my way to peacock for you or wear shit that gets your attention because I'm not insecure about my appearance. I can look like total shit and still have the confidence to talk to you any way I want to talk to. And you're either gonna do what I want you to do or you're not, and we're not gonna fucking talk ever again. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. No, we're not live. You should go, Enigma. This was recorded 5 hours ago. We're just back in the future, back in the past, and you're watching the replay, sir. Yes, we're live, motherfucker. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Solotv84. I'm your gracious host, Solomon Jones, with my special guest, Itachi, aka Snake. We're talking about men with mommy issues today. So how does one get over these mommy issues? How does one validate themselves so that they're not seeking validation from women?
Okay, that's a very good question. Because I'm trying to put myself in the position of a guy that has mommy issues, right? So what I would do if I were one, I wouldn't, I wouldn't, I wouldn't kill that emptiness I have inside me, right? I wouldn't try to act super hard to get over it. I would just peacefully accept the fact that a woman is never going to fill that void and she's never gonna want to fill that void. So I need to let it go and not look for it from her because all it's going to do is get me used and abused if I look for that validation from a woman. So although it sucks that I never got it and I'm never going to have it, I'm not going to project that onto a woman because all it's going to do is get me played. I'm going to just handle it on my own and I'm just going to accept it and I'm going to make peace with it. I think that's all you really can do.
Okay. The prime lime, I don't know if you're trolling with that. He says travel. I don't know how that's going to help. What
that's a great point that he said travel because a lot of these like beta males that have mommy issues, they go to Thailand or some shit and they think they're gonna find their sweet Asian princess to like So they think they're gonna like fucking go to Thailand and get their sweet Asian princess to like wash away all the pain that the evil white woman did to him, and she's gonna make him feel happy long time and love him long time. And these bitches are even more shisty and conniving because they know that those white bitches kicked your ass, and they know you're coming here to fucking, get healed, and they're gonna pimp you even fucking harder than those American women did because they're in a third world country and they're hungry for real. You know what I'm saying?
That's interesting that you say that because I talk to a lot of guys that who travel, and they say that traveling, meeting foreign women is better. They travel to Germany, Poland, Colombia, Brazil, things like that. So you saying that there's no validity to that? Is that what you're saying?
Look, man, I'm not saying that every now and then you don't meet a decent person or whatever, but a lot of the time, if you go to these hot spots, if you go to like fucking Amsterdam or Thailand or some shit, these women are gold diggers and players and prostitutes and all kinds of shit. They know what you want and they have an agenda, a lot of the time. Some of these guys who might say this, they might have just gone and hired a fucking escort in like Brazil or something, and she treated him good, but he still paid for the pussy, and he thinks that that's like a step up from fucking American women. That's not really a step up if you still paid for it. A woman will act, she'll be your mommy if you're willing to pay her. Don't get it fucked up.
Now, Snake, let me ask you this: Do you believe? Because I hear a lot of men, they come in my comments and such, and they say, I don't even deal with American women. I deal with foreign women, if not overseas, then abroad or here in America. Do you still deal with Americanized women, or do you just deal with foreign women? And what's your take on men who have that belief that I just told you about?
So you got to understand, bro, it's the year 2019. Social media has almost westernized the entire world. You know what I'm saying? You got girls.
Wait, can you say that again, please?
Okay, so social media has westernized the entire world. Right? So you got girls in the Middle East, you got girls in Asian countries and Spanish countries. They're looking up to the Kardashian. They're watching these twerk videos. They can download Tinder in any country, bro. You see what I'm saying? They can download. I was in Dubai and I was seeing bitches on Tinder, trying, all kinds of shit. So the solution isn't to run away from the problem and seek the last of the princesses or whatever the fuck. The solution, the last of the fucking Mohicans, exactly, right?
Right.
The solution is to just accept that this is what it is. And I'm not trying to say like, you know what, maybe I am trying to say this. Just get hard and fucking let go of the fact that you're probably never going to have that princess, and understand that they're all pretty much the same. And once you make peace with that, you'll naturally become much more nonchalant and aloof, and you can deal with these evil, fucked up American women, and you won't even bat an eye because you know the game inside and out, and you've made peace with the fact that you're never going to get that fairy tale you're looking for, and now it's just business. You know what I'm saying? And they respect you. And a lot of the time, when they can see that in you, they can see that you don't want any of that. You don't want that mommy shit. You don't want that wife or that princess. They actually have a lot more respect for you. And they're actually much more submissive with a guy like that anyway. I'm not saying they're going to be perfect. I'm not saying she's going to be your wife and cook you the fucking pot roast. She's still going to run around and fuck around and do whatever she wants to do. But she's going to have a much deeper respect for you than she does the rest of her like beta male orbiters and shit. And you can be the most respected man in her little circle. You know what I'm saying? For whatever it's fucking worth.
And see, this is why I find interesting, because you have all these guys, right? In all these Reddit comment sections, YouTube comment sections, MGTOW video comment sections, PUA comment sections. They all talk about their alpha males or their alpha this and that. But yet they have issues with women, which I find interesting. But yet they all claim to be good with women. It doesn't make any sense. And so for me, when I look at that, it's just kind of like you say one thing here, but then you say another thing there. You know what I mean? And somebody, I was interviewing Man of Tomorrow. He said, he's a business guy who I interviewed a few days ago, and he said some stuff that resonated deeply with me. He said that when you are dealing with women, you got to deal with them from a position of power.
Yes.
And so when I see a lot of guys complaining about women, but then they claim to be alpha male, and you guys are clowns to me. I'll just say it straight up. Because if you guys are alpha males like you claim, you wouldn't have issues with women. You wouldn't be watching these dating coaches. You wouldn't be You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it real. And that's no shot at nobody. I'm just keeping it real. But here's the
Right.
thing, Itachi. Like, so these men, I mean, they're clearly not good with women, but they're using, because everybody on social media wants to be a superstar. They want to masquerade like they are.
Okay. So like to answer that first part of the question, why are they claiming to be alpha males, but then they're still having certain problems with women? Like maybe they can get laid, but they're still having this and that problem. The reason you're still having problems is because there are parts of you that still are fantasizing and having fairy tale delusions that a woman is supposed to be this and she's going to treat you like this. You still have just because you've woken up doesn't mean you're not still under levels of mind control. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're aware that you're in a fucking matrix per se doesn't mean that you know every step you need to unprogram yourself from the matrix. And I still find myself dealing with shit like this from time to time. I still find myself accidentally every now and then expecting something from a woman or expecting her to treat me with a certain level of respect the way a man would. And then I have to remind myself, wait a minute, bro, when the fuck has it ever been like that? Stop being delusional. But you know what I'm saying? I punish myself and I blame myself when I have a delusion about a woman. I don't punish them because they always were what they were and they're going to be what they are. So a lot of that, internal conflict comes from still not making peace with the fact that women are what they are deep down. You're still holding on to last bits of the fantasy. You're still holding on to a little bit of that wishing and hoping that they were like this. You've got to literally let all that shit go and face the ugly reality, in the face. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? You got to see it for exactly what it is, no matter how ugly it is.
Dope. And shout out to everybody. The Führer TV, y'all check him out. He says, hell yeah, Solo. A lot of fronting going on. Bachelor Heaven says, most MGTOW don't claim alpha. Bro, I've seen enough that do in the comment sections, on Reddit, on my own YouTube videos, bro. I even see guys now that have names like Alpha MGTOW or MGTOW Alpha or some bullshit. So please spare me. I've seen enough. Listen, I watch a lot of different content. I read 90% of my comments. And I've seen guys say, I'm not beta. I can get any girl. I'm an alpha. But yet I see those same guys, MGTOW guys, then go in my other videos complaining about women. And most alpha guys I know don't do that. Okay? I'm going to just keep it real. Snake, I really don't have much to add. I mean, I'm out of my questions. But is there anything else that you wanted to add to the topic or go over something again that,
Yeah, there is one thing I want to say, man, because I've made this mistake in the past. When I'm saying all this shit, face the ugly reality and let go of your mommy issues and don't expect shit from women. Don't expect any emotional validation. Don't even expect love. Just see them for what they are. I'm not telling you to bury that shit and act hard, because if you try to bury that shit and pretend like it doesn't exist and pretend like it isn't a painful reality, you're actually going to feed more attention and power to that, and it's going to make you suffer more. It's like, bro, let's pretend you have a girlfriend that cheated on you and she broke up with you, and you spend so much time thinking about how much you hate her and hoping that she suffers and hoping that this and that happens to her. All you're doing is feeding power into those thoughts, and you're just making yourself suffer. You have to make peace with it and let go in a healthy way. That way it's not always going to be eaten away at you. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to bottle up that hatred for the world that it is the way it is. You need to, in a peaceful way, let go and move on and say, you know what? I'm probably never going to meet a woman that's going to fill that mommy void I didn't have and make me feel special. And you know what I'm saying? Let me lean on her when I'm feeling down. But that's okay. I'm not even going to ask them for that. I'm just going to do me. And I'm not even mad. You know what I'm saying? You need to make peace with it in a healthy way.
That's dope. And I totally agree with that. And shout out to Rusty Shackelford for the donation. My question is, how does one make peace with that? Do I light an incense and pray to Gaia? How do I do that?
Yeah. No. You know, I mean, if like meditation helps you, then go for it. Lighting incense, whatever. It's just telling myself I'm going to let go of all this negativity, right? Just imagine yourself like letting go of a Kleenex tissue and it flies into the wind. You know what I'm saying? I just let go and I say, I'm not even mad at them. They are what they are. And this is, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but it's like, women are what they are. They're kind of inferior. You know, God made them think a very different way than we did. combined with the social programming and the way this country works and the brainwashing and all that shit, they never had a chance. Okay, they were gonna fall for it. They're not the deep philosophers and intellectuals that we are, to where they can see all these obstacles and prevent them. They're gonna take the bait 99% of the time, and I almost feel sorry for them. I'm almost sorry that they fell for the feminism. I'm almost sorry that they get trapped in a cycle of hooking up with guys and getting pumped and dumped. Like, I would hate to be a woman born in this society who fell for all of those traps. You know what I'm saying? Who has all of these problems, who has the 1,000 cots there, who pumped out a couple of kids at like 19. So I almost have a level of pity, and like I feel bad for them. But I'm still not going to let them take advantage of me. I'm just going to be like, it is what it is. I'm happy to be who I am, and I'm going to let go of all of this, and I'm just going to do me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to expect shit from them emotionally. You see what I'm saying?
That's dope. And that's one of the reasons I like you, Snake, because from listening to you, I can tell that you know how to deal with women from a position of strength. You know what I mean?
Right.
Me,
Right.
I'm a little different. You know, I act all goofy until a snot is running from a girl's nose because I make her laugh so hard. And then next thing you know, she's like, hey, want to see my tits? I'm like, sure, why not? You know? That does work, guys, believe it or not. It's just you got to, you know, not every guy can pull that off. But everybody, make sure y'all follow Snake. His channel, it will be in the description if you're watching the playback. I appreciate you hopping on. We got a crazy snowstorm here. Snake, man, let them know how warm it is where you at, man. You said it was like 75?
75 degrees, bro. I'm chilling out here with like no shirt on right now, man. It's nothing down here, you know?
Man, pause, bro. I'm jealous, man. It's like 10 degrees here. It took a brother like 3 hours to get home. Ask Snake, man. We were supposed to do the show like 2.5 hours ago. You know what I mean?
So you gotta move down to Florida, man. I don't know what you got going up there in fucking Minnesota.
Nah, man, you Florida people are crazy, man. All my crazy YouTube stories are from Florida, man.
Well, you can't go to Miami, you know what I'm saying? That's where you're gonna get your face bitten off. But you know, you come to Tampa, you should be all right.
I mean, I'll come like party with you in Florida, bro. You know what I mean? Because I know it's lit. I mean, I've been there. I've been to Miami. I went to whatchamacallit for spring break like 7-10 years ago. Where is that? Panama Beach? Panama Beach.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. That was lit. That was crazy. That was crazy, bro. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I can't probably do a YouTube video on that. I mean, you know, I don't want to get sued by the girls, but we got some pictures, man. I don't know.
Shoot me an email after the live stream.
It's nothing crazy. Just you know, man, your boy was out there wilding out, having fun. Yeah, shout out to everybody. Hey, shout out to Trojan Magician. He says, I'm almost sorry they fell for the feminism.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, man. I got a crazy video that I'm working on for you guys tomorrow. I don't know. I had to like space it out because there was not enough liquor to get me through it. Yeah, Snake. I'm not gonna lie, man. When people send me videos to do reviews, how do some of you guys watch those women videos? Because I can't watch them sober. I gotta be real. It's like when you hear a woman talk about a particular topic. I'm serious. I don't like yesterday I was at the gym, right?
Right.
And you know, now that football is done, they got this freaking Bachelor show on. So I was watching because they had this black chick on. You know, they got a couple of black women on there. So I want to see how they act, because it's always interesting to see how black women try to act with white women when they're in competition with each other, right? And I swear to God, this guy, the Bachelor Snake, he's got to be the best player or the dumbest dude I've ever seen, because this guy says I'm a virgin, and all these girls are like throwing a pee at him. Like,
I tried that when I was like 18. That shit actually works. Like if you say like, but you have to come at it with like some confidence. You have to be like, yeah, I'm a virgin, and they'll be like, well, why? You're like, I don't know. I just never found one worth giving it to yet. You know, I cherish this. I don't know. Like if they feel that you're a virgin, but it's from a place of power, they want the gratification of being the one who took it from you. You see what I'm saying?
Right. I don't think the guy's a virgin, because he had one girl in his bed on the first date. Out. Another girl, he's making out with her in the pool. And I'm like, yo, either this guy is a virgin, he just happens to be like dumb, or he's like the greatest player ever, and he figured out the best line ever, and all these girls are falling for it because all of them were ready to throw it at him. I was like, good Lord.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I know that a lot of that shit is scripted, but a lot of that shit too, Snake, is real. Like women will get really, really like shady with each other when they're in competition. And there was one girl, she happens to be from Florida, Miami, and she was batshit crazy. I can tell in her eyes she must be a borderline, right?
Right.
And I realized that, you know what? Like, have you ever noticed, Snake? Why is it that the hottest chicks are like the craziest? God damn.
I mean, honestly, in my experience, they're all crazy once you get to know them. So I've met ugly chicks and hot girls that are all crazy as fuck. It's not really has nothing to do with race and attractiveness.
I agree, but I think that with hot chicks, I think that they're crazy, because especially if you play a hot chick, because they're not used to getting shitted on like that. I don't know, and they go nuts. You know what I'm saying?
That's definitely true.
But that's my personal experience, you know.
Something funny, I wanted to tell you this. You were telling me how you can never stand watching like a female YouTuber's videos, like especially if they talk about like the MGTOW shit, because they'll just ramble about bullshit for like 10 minutes before they'll finally get to the topic of like the MGTOW or whatever.
Right.
If you know the comedian Patrice O'Neal.
Yeah. He's one of the goats.
Yeah. Look up the YouTube clip of Patrice O'Neal where he says, "Tell me the end of the story first." He's talking to his girlfriend, and she's telling him a story about how like someone brought a gun to work or some shit. And he says, "Baby, tell me the end of the story first." Because what she's gonna do when he asks the story, like, "So, baby," he's like, "So someone brought a gun to work?" She's like, "Yeah. Well, what had happened was me and Janet were on the way to work, and we had to stop at the McDonald's drive-thru because Janet likes fucking hash browns, and then we had to stop it." Like, she just detours about all this other shit, and he's like, "So what happened with the gun? Who brought the gun to work?" She's like, "Well, we were on our way to work, and then it was raining and it was cloudy." So like, she just never gets to the point. So he's like, "Baby, just tell me the end of the story first." She's like, "Okay, like, this is the guy who brought the gun to work." He's like, "All right, thank you, bye." Because they'll never get to the fucking point. They'll like dance around it and talk about bullshit. So that's why I could never really watch too many of those like female YouTubers who talk about like men's topic, because they'll find a way to make it about them. They'll find a way to derail and talk about retarded shit. And it's like you're pulling your hair out, just begging her to get to the fucking point. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, definitely. Yo, you ain't lying, bro. I'm telling you, man. I don't like. I'm sorry, man. But I can't listen to most women sober anymore.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I used to date this chick. Every time she would talk, I would literally space out.
Oh, for sure, man.
I'm so pissed because really, like, when a lot of women talk, it just sounds the same. I don't care, black, white. It's just like I would just space out, like,
Yeah, they all talk about the same couple of things. You know what I'm saying? It's never anything creative. But I'm at a point where I'm like, "Yo, want to hook up? Yo, want to hook up? Yo, want to hook up?" Like, I don't even leave room for small talk anymore because I just don't have the fucking patience. And I've heard everything they have to say. I've heard everything. A woman can't tell me anything I've never heard from one anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and you know what fucking kills me about women? and women are gonna hate this. But every freaking woman, it doesn't matter how hot she is or ugly she is, they all think they're fucking snowflakes or they're the most special women in the fucking world. All of them.
Oh, yeah. Bro.
Fine ass chick or like butter. She thinks that she's doing you a favor. Oh my God.
Yo, Tom Likas said it best, bro. He said every woman thinks she has the magical vagina, and once she puts it on you, you're gonna fall for her forever. And then once she sees that you don't fall for her, she's baffled. She's like, "How could that not work?" You know what I'm saying? They all think they have the magical pussy, whether she's a 2 or whether she's a fucking 10.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, I don't know. It's like I don't get gassed by pretty women anymore unless like you're like an Asian girl with like a big old booty, because that's so rare. You know what I mean? But
I mean, back to the whole alpha thing, bro. I don't get intimidated by any woman because it's like, yo, you're either gonna do what I want you to do or fuck you, bye. You know what I'm saying? If you're not gonna do what I want you to do, what good is your beauty to me then? You see what I'm saying?
Exactly. Beautiful girl, but she can't make a damn egg sandwich, or you know what I mean? How the hell do you burn the egg on the fryer? I mean, pretty girl, man, pretty for nothing. All she got for is for bopping up and down on the bunker buster. Can't cook, can't make no tuna salad. She can't make no eggs and steak. She can't even make a grilled cheese sandwich. She'd be like, Daddy, do I put the cheese on top of the sandwich or inside? Seriously, look, I had a chick once, right? Said she was going to cook for me. This bitch didn't even know how to fucking fry eggs. She was about to burn the eggs. I'm like, really? Yo, I'm not even making this story. Yeah, this is crazy. This chick was about to burn the eggs. I'm like, this is bad. These women are bad. No, not a little, but just bad. Like, jeez.
Yeah, most definitely, man. I don't know. They just don't bring shit to the table anymore. But it's funny, man. A player once told me, like, never get nervous about a bitch that you're not fucking. You know what I'm saying? If you're not even fucking her, she's not even worth thinking about. So all these dudes stressing over chicks they've never even smashed yet, she's not worth the space in your mind. You know what I'm saying? She's not worth living in your mind rent free if you haven't even hit it yet. She's not even worth thinking about. She's worthless until she's given you what you want. Straight the fuck up.
People are asking, are we watching the State of the Union? We'll be watching it, but honestly, I don't really care. I mean, it's the same stuff, different year. New people fall for it all the time, so whatever. I'm not. Listen, I don't care. You know, politics is the same. Conservative, liberals, same wings on opposite side of the same bird to me. You know what I mean? You need to talk more about politics. I know you're independent. I know you. Nah, bruh. You know what we should do though, Itachi? We should talk about who are free. Let's talk politics, but let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Yeah.
Which chicks are freakier, conservative girls or liberal girls? Who are like nasty?
Okay, all right. I'll say it this way. I want to say conservative because the liberal Democrat girls, they're entitled. They have that pink and purple shit in their hair. A lot of them have that pussy smell. They have that yeast infection. A lot of them are fat as fuck. Leftists, I noticed. And they just kind of sit there and do the starfish thing. I noticed a lot of leftist girls, they do the starfish thing. But a lot of girls from more right-wing backgrounds, or even, you know what, not even right-wing, but just come from a good home and maybe like a suburban family. A lot of them are cleaner and kinkier. And you know what I'm saying? A lot of them, their parents, they like trap them away in the suburbs. So when they get a dude, they like unleash the freak on him because a lot of them, they can't really go out in town and go to all the ratchet parties and shit. So when they have a dude, they're putting out all the moves on him because they don't know when they're going to be able to sneak away to get some dick again. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's just been my experience.
Okay. He said starfish.
Yeah.
That's funny. You know what? I don't know. Maybe I've been fortunate, but the hot girls I've met have been very active. You know what I'm saying? That's all I gotta say. You know, if you're a starfish, you can't rock with Solo.
No, I'm saying the leftist girls, like the ones who are out sleeping around the most, in my opinion. Like, it's funny, bro. The girls who dress the sluttiest and sleep around the most, in my experience, are actually the ones who suck in bed. And then the ones that dress all conservative and wear like the dress that's down to their ankles and shit, and they have like the little braids and the little like fucking clips in their hair. Those are the biggest fucking freaks, man. Like the ones that look the plainest are the biggest fucking freaks.
Yeah.
Like, those are the ones who can actually ride. Like you don't even know, you can just sit there and they will fucking ride. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. The nawals, as they call them, right?
Not
all girls.
No, it's not even. It has nothing to do with that. I'm just saying the girls who.
I'm just using that as kind of a segue to make my point. Is that you have these girls that pretend to be. You know what? That one chick that you guys love. I don't know what her name is. This from Australia. I bet you she's nasty. You know why? She reminds me. You guys know who I'm talking. Her name is Grace Free or some shit like that. She looks just like a girl I know. Just like and everybody, the girl that
Georgia
I know,
Free. Oh, Georgia Free.
Yeah, Georgia Free.
Yeah. I'm saying, bro, the ones that
are
look like
huge
that,
freak, bro.
Those are the freaks, man. I'm talking those plain Jane looking.
Georgia Free would do the nastiest things.
Oh yeah.
She looks just like a girl that had me fooled. Like, everybody would always think this girl was a good girl, right? Because she would always fucking post her making cookies on Snapchat and her going to church and going overseas. But this girl used to get like bunker busted hard. I mean, I'm talking about dudes used to pee on this girl, all types of nasty stuff.
Bro, those are the girls that'll be like, yo, I want you to fuck me in the ass. I'm saying those conservative apron wearing girls.
Every time I watch one of Georgia Free's video, She reminds me of that girl because they look so much alike. They have even the same mannerisms. It's freaky.
I'm saying, bro, those are the ones that will let you do the craziest shit to them, not the ones that are wearing the booty shorts and all empowered and shit, you know?
Exactly. And you guys look at Georgia Free and think, oh my gosh, Georgia Free, Lauren Southern, oh, they're all wifey material. No, bruh. I'm pretty sure they're getting stuffed by Tyrone Chapel like a Thanksgiving turkey, bruh. Like,
yeah, man.
Like seriously. And the only reason, and I'm not trying to diss Georgia Free, I'm just being real, is like she looks just like this girl I know. And like once I found out how that girl got down, it blew my mind, Snake, because I would have never thought that girl was that nasty, letting dudes pee on her and all types of ratchet stuff.
Oh man, faith is stranger than fiction, bro. I'll tell you that.
I'm telling you. You're like, damn. If the girl's watching my channel, I apologize. I didn't see your name. You can't sue me, bro. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, this chick, Itachi, I remember on Christmas, she was like making cookies and posting it on social media. And you think to yourself, why is this girl single? And then you find out that she like let 10 guys in 1 month ran through her that she met on Tinder.
Let me tell you something, man.
Crazy.
Back when I was reckless, right, and I was slinging dick without, no glove. I met a chick, right? Like she asked me out and I met her in the suburbs, right? Like she lived in one of those McMansions, right? So I walked in the house and her dad like shakes my hand and sits with me at the fucking table and like he's all professional and they live in a big nice house and she's wearing like one of those fucking poodle dresses, like like the girls in the 50s, they wear like that pink dress with like the poodle on the side of it. Like she looked like conservative as fuck. Right. So anyways, like the date we go on, we end up walking in her neighborhood. Right now, she's wearing a conservative dress, hair all pretty and shit, looks like a classy woman. Anyways, we walk into the woods, like we go into the nature trail and like she starts making out with me. Anyways, one thing leads to another. I'm fucking her with no condom on, like from the back, like lifting her dress up. And I like busted one in her on the first date. Like she didn't give a fuck. No condom, nothing.
You met her dad?
I met her dad, and then 20 minutes later, I'm fucking her in the woods.
Was this like in high school or college, or was this?
Yeah, I was like 18, 19, some shit like that.
Jesus
But you would have never guessed that the girl from the mansion with the classy family and the family portraits and the fancy dress, and like she looks like, like a girl from the 50s. She's the one letting you bust one in her, no condom. She was the one who's like, yo, fuck me in the ass.
Weren't you afraid that she would end up pregnant, or what happened after that?
I don't even know. I don't know what the hell I was thinking, man. I was retarded. I was like 18 or 19. Luckily, she didn't get pregnant somehow. But the point is, she was the one who was down for whatever. You know what I'm saying? And you would have never guessed it. You would take a look at her and you'd be like, nah, man, she's too conservative. I need to go for the one, in the booty shorts. It's not even like that, man. It's not even. And the dad had no idea. The dad never saw it coming. I never saw it coming. I mean, she was playing everybody.
Torres O'Kane says, his pullout game is vicious. He didn't pull out, bro.
I didn't pull out. I didn't even care back then. I don't know what the fuck I was smoking.
He shot the club up. Okay,
and more than one occasion.
The club up like Raw Dog Rob. He shot the club up.
Oh yeah, man.
Raw Dog Rob style. He shot that club up.
Oh, yeah.
I was saying he shot. Everybody got hit. You know what I'm saying? Luckily, not the ovaries. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bro, we got an interesting question in the chat.
For sure.
Unless you wanted to add on to what you were about to say.
No, what's up?
Somebody asked, shout out to Berlin Ninja. Wie geht es dir? He's from Germany, Deutschland. He says, what are your thoughts about incels like Elliot Rodger? Do you think he was somebody with mommy issues?
Did he have I think he did have mommy issues, bro. Because if you read the manifesto and the emails, he's like begging his parents to help him and shit, but they're so busy. I think they were like movie producers, right? His parents. So
his dad was like a big Hollywood producer, and his mom was just like a housewife.
The point is like his parents neglected him. They put their careers and their own shit before him, so he felt neglected and he lashed out. If he had just had a cool older brother or a cool uncle or a cool cousin to be like, yo, Elliot, man, I'm gonna teach you how to get this pussy real quick. It's simple. You know what I'm saying? Just do this, this, and this. And then he would have got it out of his system and he would have had, you know, like a role model and someone to teach him to get how he wants. He wouldn't have felt the need to do what he did, but he felt so neglected. He bottled up all of that loneliness and that rage. And he's like, fuck it. If I can't get what I want, no one should have what they want. And he took it out on people. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. And you know, I made a video on the Elliot Rodgers situation about 5 years ago when I jumped off because I did a lot of research on it. It's one of my first videos actually on my channel. So you guys check it out.
And you know something funny about Elliot Rodger, bro? A lot of his personality would actually attract a lot of women. He just needed to work out that neediness kink. You see what I'm saying? If he just didn't have that neediness, like, bro, he had the douchebag attitude. He had the badass clothes. He had the fucking BMW. Like, he looked like a badass motherfucker, but he still had that Disney fantasy of women are precious and I want to be able to hold her hand. And he didn't view them for what they are. And so he viewed them as unobtainable. And then he created that reality where they are unobtainable because he had a delusion about women. But everything else about him, like sometimes I wish I met Elliot Rodger because I would have schooled him. I would have made him a motherfucking beast. And a lot of how I deal with women, I actually kind of have that Elliot Rodger vibe when I deal with women. Like women tell me I'm dark. Women tell me I'm fucking gothic. Like I'm a cold motherfucker, but I'm not needy also. And that's like the perfect combination that they love. They want you to have that arrogance, that non-neediness, that dark vibe about you. But you don't. I don't even know what it is, man, but it's like a dark fucking anime character. But at the same time, you don't give a fuck about them. You don't need them. You still radiate that aura of I don't give a fuck about you. And if Elliot Rodger had just learned how to do that one little thing, he would have been a beast.
Yeah. I mean, that's another topic. All I know is that unfortunately people died, and you know, I think that Elliot Rodger, he had everything going for him. I mean, he was a rich kid, nice car, wasn't that bad looking compared to some other incels I've seen on YouTube.
Right.
But, you know, a lot of incels, Snake. That's my beef with them is they don't want to take that extra step to improve, because with a lot of them, it's maybe one or two things that they need to change, maybe how they dress or their confidence, and they would be swimming in poon.
For real, man. Like there were times where I would go through dry spells, and it's because I was trying to have conversations, and that's what was killing my game. All I needed to do was just start asking for what I want and say fuck the small talk, and then my results went way up because I was saving so much time not making small talk and getting straight to the women that were just trying to hook up. It's always that one little tweak you need to make, man, and it's like you're so far but you're so close at the same time. And it's the same thing with Elliot Rodger. All he was missing was that I don't need a bitch attitude. I don't give a fuck if you like me or not. I don't even want you. And boom, he would have had it.
Yeah. And I totally agree with you on that. And once again, man, I know the incel thing right now, they're popular on YouTube, social media, and this and that. And they love making their videos about, you know, LMS, looks, money, and status. You know, a lot of those guys, when you ask them, what are you doing to improve your situation? There's silence.
Well, not only that, but bro, it's really not looks, money. Look, if you're just talking about straight up getting laid, I gotta be honest, man, it's really not looks, money, status. If you have the looks, the money, the status, but you have that Elliot Rodger mentality, you're not gonna get fucking laid. If you just walk up like bro, I tell myself every day, like before I go talk to women, I'm like, I'm a fucking dog. I'm a fucking mutt. I don't give a fuck about shit. Bro, there are times where I haven't showered in a week and a half and I'm still going out fucking bitches because I don't care.
Come on, bro.
I don't have any barriers.
Come on, bro.
You don't have to have shit. Like, listen to what I'm saying, bro. You don't have to have
you hitting up?
Huh? I'm saying, bro, and bad bitches too. As long, bro, it's like they want
the homeless shelter, bro. What's going on,
bro? I'm saying, man, there were some days where I just didn't give a fuck. I just went up. I didn't give a fuck. I had a jizz stain on my shirt, bro. Yo, let me tell you something, man. I remember I was watching this RSD video, and I'm not big into RSD, but the dude Julian from RSD, his shit is actually dope. And he was talking about how, bro, he would be going up to girls, and he would have a fucking jizz stain on his shirt. when he's talking to girls, and girls would see the jizz stain, and that was actually upping his value because they're like, shit, he's fucking other women. He has a jizz stain on his shirt. And like, he found a way to make something that disgusting and low class attractive to women. You see what I'm saying? Like, the possibilities are endless, bro. I swear, bro. You have no idea the shit I've pulled, man. Like, you just don't give a fuck. You just go for it.
Mr. Imperfection says this is the exact reasons incels exist. Whoa. You know, I get it. Yeah, I know, you know, and you know, it sucks because I know there are women watching this and they're silent. But you know, and this is where mommy issues come in. And I'm glad you brought this up. Because your mother would say, all you have to do to meet a nice girl is be polite, don't be rude, be a gentleman. But here's what mommy didn't tell you. When she met daddy, daddy was savage. Daddy fucked mommy, busted, shot the club up, and then mommy became a single mother. But mommy, because women like to project, she didn't raise her kid that way. She tells him, oh, you just gotta be nice. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Am I lying?
Of course, she raised the man that she would have wanted when she's 50 instead of when she was 18. You know what I'm saying? I got stories, bro. My dad used to do crazy shit. You know, he'd pull out a fucking pistol and be like, I dare you to do this and this, bitch. Like, and she loved it. You know what I'm saying? So
wait, your dad pulled
my dad did all kinds of shit, bro. You know, like, he didn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? And she never left until he started simping and getting needy and desperate. And then she filed the fucking divorce papers. So I'm telling you, bro, you can get away with a lot of shit if you don't give a fuck. It's the second you start being too needy and too considerate, that's when you lose them.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Solotv84. I'm your gracious host, Solomon Jones, here with Snake, a.k.a. formerly known as Itachi Reloaded. Yeah, we just giving you guys a fire stream. Like, this stream was supposed to end 20 minutes ago, but you brothers kept donating, so I said, fuck it, why not? I mean, shout out to you, Snake. I appreciate this topic. I think this is a good topic because a lot of us right now, you have a lot of men that are dealing with mommy issues, you know, being neglected by their mom, or their mom was a thought, let's keep it real, or their mom just was not adequate. And I think that, you know, one of the reasons why you have so many single mothers is that, number one, a lot of these women, we talk about this, are not good girlfriend or wifey material. Because of they got pumped and dumped and they weren't good wifey girlfriend material, that carried over to them being bad mothers.
Of course. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. You know, a lot of them take it out on their kids. They're like, fuck, you know, the kid looks just like the man who left me. I'm going to take it out on him. Right.
And I think that a lot of, you know, a lot of us, we don't acknowledge it, but the single, you know, mommy issues are a big thing. And you have some guys who will admit it, some guys who won't. But you know, we are raised to adore our mothers, even when our mothers are fucked up. As men, we love our mothers.
And that's bad, man.
So let's keep it real. A lot of moms, not a lot of moms, but a lot of moms who are single mothers, they were thoughts or they were not the best moms, but we love our moms anyway. And some of our moms were prostitutes and worse, who knows? But we still love them because that's who we got raised by. But the problem was because your mother wasn't the type of example of what a woman should be. That's the type of woman that you're chasing.
For sure. And you know, that's really a detrimental mentality to have because you've got to give respect and love where it's due. You know what I'm saying? I'm a ruthless motherfucker. I've G-checked my own mom when she was out of line at times because
so have I.
If you really love me,
you know what I'm saying? Mistake.
Oh yeah. You know,
I'm sorry, Snake. Go ahead.
It's just the way it is, man. You know what I'm saying? If someone really loves you, they're not gonna do shit that's gonna hurt you. So even if it's your own mom, man, if you feel like she's extorting you or she's using you or she's doing shit that's making your life miserable, you've got to have the heart to even cut her off. You know what I'm saying? And if you've got a mom that's fucking you over, if you have the balls, if you have the heart to cut her off, you'll never have problems with women ever again because that's the hardest woman to cut off. you know what I'm saying, when she's doing fucked up shit. But you've got to develop that willingness to walk away, you know what I'm saying? You, even from your own mom, if she deserves it, you know what I'm saying? Whether they're family or not, you give love and respect to the people who give it back to you. You don't let anyone extort you. You don't let anyone take advantage of you, man or a woman. And when you really cement that mentality into your head, no one's going to be able to take advantage of you, and you're only going to attract people to you that are going to come correctly, and life is just going to get better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And I think that, you know, what we got to understand as men is we can't let our circumstances in the past hold us back, because our past are not going to dictate our future. You know what I mean? You are the master of your ship. You are the captain of your sail. And it's up to you. You know, you can end up like Elliot Rodger, or you can end up like LeBron James. It's up to you. You know what I'm saying?
For
All
sure.
right, well, Snake, listen, I really don't have much else to say, man, bro. You killed this stream, bro. And like I said, we're gonna have you on more. I'm really trying to, like, you like I said, Snake is one of my favorite YouTubers, aka Itachi, and you know, shout out to that brother, man. And who knows, man. You know. Stefan Hudson says, Solo, great video you put out there. I know so many girls still checking my shit. Blah, blah, blah. Social media. Bro, oh, that video was actually yesterday, but thank you. Yeah, I mean, I think that, you know, and here's the thing. I'm glad Snake came on. We don't have to agree on everything. You know what I'm saying? But I think that that's one of the reasons why I like to bring different guests on that don't have my background or that are different color than me. Because at the end of the day, we're all men. And most of us, sadly to say, but we're going through the same shit in America. So even though Snake may be a Middle Eastern man and I'm a black man, we still have a lot of similar experiences. We know what it's like to bunker buster hot blondes and black areola nipples. Areola, is that right? Areola nipples. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But they're big perky nipples. Knuckle! Right. Anyway, that's all I got to say, Snake, man. Anything else you want to add, or?
Shit, no, man. I think that's it. Unless anyone has any more questions, man. You know.
Okay, somebody says this: LeBron James is in another dimension compared to Elliot Rodger. I agree. I mean, and I'm just saying that Elliot Rodger. That's my point. LeBron James grew up; he didn't have shit until people realized, hey, this kid is a good basketball player. Then he started getting shit. But him and his mom, they lived in a dusty ass apartment. That's not a secret. Elliot Rodger had everything. He had a dad who was very successful in Hollywood, a mother. He had a BMW. He had everything from the jump.
Right. Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, you can have everything, but if you still pedestalize women so much to the point where you freak them out the way Elliot Rodger does. I mean, bro, Elliot Rodger was running up to women like you're a goddess. You know, I want to touch your hand. Like, that's some weird ass shit.
Okay, now you guys are making excuses for Elliot Rodger. Talking about Elliot Rodger had no role models. LeBron James didn't have a male role model and still he started dribbling a basketball. Like, come on, guys.
I'm saying Elliot Rodger was on a whole nother level of delusion. Maybe because he was already living that Hollywood fantasy. I don't know. Maybe LeBron, you know what I'm saying? LeBron grew up in the hood. He got to see a lot of grimy bitches for what they are. But Elliot Rodger, he only grew up around Hollywood princesses. So he probably thought he had to treat them like Hollywood princesses, not knowing that you get a Hollywood princess the same way you get a grimy bitch. You know what I'm saying? You just don't give a fuck and you go for what you want. So he was living in a delusional reality anyway in Hollywood and shit. It's not like the rest of the world. So I can see where it fucked with his head. But all he had to do was make that one change, that one tweet.
And see, this is why a lot of you guys, and I'm not saying you guys, but I'm saying in general in the chat, who have that incel mentality that think, oh, I got a BMW, I got money now. Doesn't matter.
Nope.
Doesn't matter. Elliot Rodger had that. He had money. He still wasn't getting his phallus wet. He was dry as hell. And he was mad that a black guy was smashing the type of blonde chick that he wanted. Jealousy! And LeBron, I mean, LeBron was gifted. He was an athlete. But people didn't realize that about LeBron until he was like in 9th or 10th grade. You know, he was still broke. And even then, He was broke. Yo, there was a cover, Snake Itachi, of LeBron in Sports Illustrated that showed him with braids. Those braids look fucking whack as hell. Like, you could tell, like, this brother those were some struggle braids on that Sports Illustrated cover.
Oh, yeah.
LeBron was like 16.
Oh,
But Solo, LeBron had the Hummer, though. Do you think LeBron paid for that Hummer? Fuck no. One of his sponsors paid. By that time, LeBron was a junior or senior. Yes, but I'm talking about before. You know, a lot of people don't realize that. You guys do your research on LeBron, man. LeBron wasn't born with a silver spoon in his mouth. And there are allegations that his mom was a thought, like a super thought, like a streetwalker.
Right.
Allegedly. LeBron, please don't sue me. Please don't sue me. Allegedly.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't know, Snake. People are making excuses for Elliot Rodger. I can't give him a pass. The guy had everything. All he had to do maybe was approach women. I read the manifesto. This motherfucker never approached a bitch in his fucking life.
You know something? I'm about to put a really interesting twist on this shit that might give it some clarification. Maybe it's deeper than wealth. Maybe it's also a white and black thing. Because you got to understand, man, as a black man, you, right, and me being a Middle Eastern man, we were told, like, from birth, we aren't shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember, bro, the first time someone called me a terrorist, I was in the 3rd grade, right? I was 9 years old. I never heard that word before, terrorist. So I kind of grew up like, all right, I'm not shit, so I'm going to act like I'm not shit. Like, I kind of had this rebellious attitude because I was told I'm not shit for being an Arab, right? And I'm sure as a black man, you've been told you're not shit for being black. So
my own mama told me I wasn't shit.
You develop sort of a rebellious thug mentality, and that shit just happens to make bitches wet. You see what I'm saying? Bitches just happen to be turned on by that rebellious, I don't give a fuck mentality. But I think a lot of white guys, they're told they're superior and they're told they have to act all proper and prim and proper because you're a white guy and you've got to, you know, do things right and you got to tuck in your shirt and you got to have a 900 credit score. And although all those things are great, they don't make bitches pussies wet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, like being like a redneck, that's different. You know, they don't give a fuck and they drive the pickup truck and they slay pussy all day. But if you're this like prim and proper, clean cut white guy, that's not really making bitches wet. But it was actually kind of a blessing that guys like me and you, men of color, were told we aren't shit because we went out into the world and didn't give a fuck about anything because we already were told we're inferior. So we're like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to do whatever I want. And bitches love that shit.
Yeah.
So maybe that plays a role too. And Elliot Rodger was white, LeBron was black. So maybe Elliot Rodger feeling like he has to be this prim and proper white guy and, you know, clean cut.
His nickname was what?
I don't know. What was it?
Supreme Gentleman.
Yeah, there you fucking go. He was brainwashed to be a gentleman. You know what I'm saying? But you don't see too many black guys in the hood who wear that title, Supreme Gentleman. Like, nah, I've been told I'm not shit. I'm going to act like I'm not shit. I don't give a fuck. And then bitches love that shit. So I don't know. Maybe that's, you know, it plays into it as well.
Right. No, I totally agree with you on that. And yeah, man, this was a classic stream, guys. Don't sleep on it. Make sure you smack the like button. It's your boy Jones and Itachi Reloaded. Any final words, man? Where can the viewers find you, bro?
Yeah, man. So you know, my YouTube link is always in the description on your videos. If you look me up on YouTube, just type in Itachi Reloaded. You'll see the channel name Snake at the top. So it changed to Snake, so it'll be there. But they can find me in your videos in the description. And you know, what's that?
No doubt. Hey guys, listen. Make sure to stay tuned. I got a video coming out. I don't know. I might save it. Not a controversy. It's a banger though. I might save it. Anyway. Like the homie 21 Savage says, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 girls ready to bunker buster. Ready to bunker buster. Let's go. Ready to bunker buster. Let's go.